Welcome to the Say It Out Loud podcast. I'm your host, Vasavi Kumar. If you're eager to gain clarity, speak with unwavering confidence, and liberate those inner voices, you're in the perfect spot. My mission here is to empower you to break free, find fulfillment, and ignite your passion. You ready? It's time to say it out loud. I've put together a guide of my top 10 tested and proven to work practical strategies and habits to help bright women like you say no, set your boundaries right, live confidently, and build healthy relationships, starting with the relationship you have with yourself. This is a self-paced guide, and I can't wait for you to dig into it so you can start becoming your most confident self, because she's in there waiting for you. Head to the link in my show notes or go to vasavikumar.com/guide and grab it today. Welcome back to She Says It Out Loud, the private podcast series for women who are done hiding behind the identity they outgrew years ago. Episodes 1 and 2 showed you why visibility feels unsafe, how your nervous system reveals the truth, and the 4 survival patterns that hijack your voice. But today, we're going to the root. Because you can regulate your breath, you can fix your tone and slow your pacing, but if you're still speaking from an old identity, you will always shrink. This episode is going to call you out gently and call you forward unapologetically. By the end, you'll walk away with the identity you've been performing, the identity you actually need, and one single sentence that breaks your shrinking habit for good. Let's get into it. Part 1, the identity you've been performing. Here's the truth. You're not afraid of being seen. You're afraid of being seen as yourself. And the reason for that is very simple. You've been performing an identity that was built on survival, not self-trust. So let me name the 3 most common performed identities. The first identity, the palatable woman. She avoids tension. She never wants to be misunderstood. She uses soft tone, soft language, soft edges. In business, she says, here's what worked for me, but it might not work for you. I don't want to sound harsh, but I'm just sharing, not teaching. This identity keeps you small by over-softening your power. The second identity is the over-competent achiever. She leads with perfection because she's terrified of disappointing anyone. In business, she over-prepares, over-delivers, over-teaches, creates 17 steps when it only needed 3, and rehearses until the truth is gone. This identity keeps you small by burying your voice under effort. And the third identity, the shadow version of yourself, the good daughter energy. This is the one most women don't recognize. She performs politeness, modesty, gratitude, and compliance because she learned early that being too much threatened the family system. In business, she says, I don't want to brag. I hope this makes sense. I'm not trying to be an expert. This identity keeps you small by clinging to approval that no longer matters. You think these are personality traits. They're not. They're performances you learned to survive your past, not shape your future. And you're not here to survive anymore. You're here to express. Part 2, the identity you actually need. Visibility requires a different identity. Not a louder one, not a shinier one, not a more confident one, a truer one. Let me give you the identity you actually need, the one aligned with expression, capacity, and leadership. The identity. The woman who trusts herself. She doesn't speak to impress. She speaks to express. She doesn't dilute her truth to keep the peace. She regulates herself and tells the truth anyway. She doesn't contort into what is palatable. She stays rooted in what is real. She doesn't rush, over-explain, or audition for approval. She takes her time. She doesn't abandon herself to avoid disappointing others. She stands in her identity without collapsing. And in business, this identity sounds like this. Here's my perspective. This is what I know to be true. I trust my voice. I don't soften my clarity to stay liked. I speak from my center, not my fear. This identity doesn't perform. It lands. This identity doesn't impress. It resonates. This identity doesn't shrink. It holds. This is who you needed to become all along. Part 3, The single sentence that breaks your shrinking habit. Say this out loud, slowly, because your body needs to hear it. I'm not here to be small. I'm here to be seen. Again, I'm not here to be small. I'm here to be seen. And again, so your nervous system learns it. I'm not here to be small. I'm here to be seen. This sentence interrupts the pattern. This sentence regulates your body. This sentence gives your voice permission to show up fully. And this sentence becomes your new anchor. So today, you walk away with the identity you've been performing, the identity you actually need, and the sentence that permanently disrupts your shrinking habit. Episode 4 is where it all integrates. How to speak like the woman you're becoming, not the one you survived as. The practices, the cues, the rituals, the embodiment. This is where your voice changes. This is where you change. I'll see you in the finale. If you love today's episode, then say it out loud. Subscribe, leave a review, and come say hi over on Instagram at My Name is Vasavi. Until next time, say it out loud.